The Children and Young People Centre for Justice carries out research to improve how children and young people experience the youth justice system. We asked 4 groups of children and young people from across Scotland the question, what is justice? In this video we'll tell you what we've found. We'd like to hear from the children and young people you support, and so we have made the workshop materials available. Let us know what you talk about in your workshops so we can continue to develop a better understanding of what justice means for children and young people across Scotland. We wanted to understand 3 things: what children understand by justice, their experiences of justice, and their aspirations for the future of justice. The questions and activities used to explore these topics can be tailored to the group you are working with. For example, if you are working with younger children, instead of talking about justice, you may want to ask, what should happen when someone does something wrong? What does justice mean to you? Let the children define the parameters of what they want to talk about in terms of justice by asking them to write down words, thoughts, feelings or people they think of. These can be grouped, prioritised and explored through discussion. We use short stories to think about different factors that impact on justice and someone getting a just outcome, such as victim type, circumstances and background, and impact of wrongdoing. What is justice? Children told us justice was about facing the consequences of your actions. Often this meant receiving some sort of punishment, but they also believe people who do something wrong should get support and given a second chance. Saying sorry was a complex notion that didn't always lead to justice. Some children thought it wouldn't help or could make things worse. Most children spoke about formal justice. By this we mean adult-led systems and processes, such as being charged by the police or going to court or prison. However, some of the groups spoke about informal types of justice. They didn't think formal justice was effective or could be trusted, and instead spoke about interpersonal forms of acceptable and unacceptable justice, such as grassing or jumping somebody. Tell us about a time you experienced justice. We asked children to create their own stories of justice using storyboards. Children could share their own personal experience if they were comfortable doing so, or could base their storyboard on something they had seen on TV or in a book. We also asked children to create justice barometers by developing measures to gauge good and bad justice experiences. What are your experiences of justice? The children and young people who took part felt judged, mistrusted, under suspicion or not believed by various adults purely because of their age. They also said that in some instances their experiences could be different depending on their gender, with boys and girls expected to act in particular ways. Often adults could be the difference between an experience being bad or good. Young people wanted adults to help them get justice by giving them time and respect, listening and try to understand their point of view. What could be changed to make justice better? It can be hard for younger people to imagine a future other than the present. We worked with children to create justice superheroes to think about what people can do to improve justice, their skills and qualities. We put older children in charge of the country, asking them to create a justice manifesto with policies to be debated and voted on in Parliament. What would improve children's experience of justice in the future? Children wanted to be listened to more. They would like support and tools to think about the consequences of their actions and how to make good decisions. Emotional support was particularly important, as well as having things to do in the community. And finally, children wanted to be treated fairly by people like the police and employers. Now it's your turn to think about justice and tell us your thoughts.
If you want to know more about this research, you can read the full report on the CYCJ website. There is also a child-friendly version available. If you are interested in having similar discussions with children and young people, contact Fern for resources and support.